Today's situational report, I'm breaking down gunfight positioning in Warzone and how proper formation fighting makes full teams collapse. For the first time ever, you're seeing the same fights from two angles, mine and one of my teammates. You'll see how wide-angle splits create pressure from multiple directions, cut off escape routes, and force teams into unwinnable positions. We'll also cover how to defend against these tactics when teams try to use them on you. If this helps, like the video and subscribe if you actually want to improve at the game. And if you're interested in coaching, I've got a few spots left. Click join to unlock exclusive breakdowns and even drop in with me to master skills just like these.
Yeah, church, 3.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like.
So today we're going to review how to use these tactics to get higher kill games and more wins. I want to thank Big Happy for letting me share his perspective from this gameplay. He is an above average player, well over 2 KD, and he reached out to me because he wanted to work on getting higher kill games more consistently. So I'm going to use the game that we did for our one-on-one, and we're going to explain how well we did together and some of the things that we chose to do that help play off each other's decisions, as well as individually increase our kills. So we're moving towards a church based on the information.
There's a loadout right there.
Very important factor here is he points out there's 2 loadouts,
There's actually 2 loadouts.
which means there's a potential for 2 teams. Now I've flanked around the outside of the church, and what I want you to watch is how he swings towards the front. Now I dropped the first one, change to my secondary to hit the retaliation, thirst the first, and go to thirst the second. As I do, I'm engaged by this guy in the pink suit. Notice where Big Happy is standing. He is on the front of the church. He has a clear line of sight on this entire fight from this particular angle. So you can see the 2 guys that I just killed, but he can also hear critical audio cues as the third player is running away.
Yeah, by the buy station.
Yep. He's rotating.
Yeah, I hear him below me.
So is he able to confirm the call out?
It's a cute little pink suit.
I'm able to push the last guy in Firehouse. Like clockwork,
You're landing back.
he gives out the call out that they are landing back over at Pond.
Coming to you.
So I'm going to follow behind, and then we're going to hold the gas line together.
Identified one.
It's giving great comms and pings. And we see Mr. Pink comes back. So right away, I'm already recognizing these guys are the same ones from over there. They're on the regain, obviously. But I start thinking what to do.
One knocked.
I get one knocked, but Big Happy is on it like white on rice. He is on top of that cover piece so well that I can't even see him when I'm running past him,
One knocked.
preventing me from getting knocked.
I'm getting way ahead of these guys.
And then I call out that I'm getting way ahead. So if you look on the map, I'm already booking it towards the right because I want to get ahead of this circle that's pulling in, and I want to rotate around the outside to hold this angle. He understands the assignment. He is staying right here on this wall and applying pressure. Properly using cover.
Yeah, go for it. Cut him off.
I find myself a beautiful incline right at the top of this rock. I can shoot straight down. They have nowhere else to go, and they're trying to help.
3.
I'm going to take out all 3 of them. That gunfight was so easy because we read the map and we used our cover and the gas line to complete an entire pinch. And I highly recommend you try this method, splitting across the edge of the curve and then applying pressure as it forces them right into one of the 2 ends of the pinch. Counter UAV goes up. I'm going to take that out because I don't like my information blocked. Footsteps
Right
on the wall. And this is really important right here, is he swings up to push this guy. He's very aggressive. He gets first shots on Happy. but he has the instinct to back off the fight, and then I push up to trade. And what is very, very important is you do not want to be sharing the same doorway when you are pushing an enemy. Give it a second, give it time for the enemy to react. That way they think there's only one going to push, and then they overreach and make a dumb play. Now, this was a relatively easy fight for us, but it's a great example
There you go.
on how to spread your push.
UAV, yep.
So we're going to move towards the buy station and get information.
One up.
Cashy barn. Yeah.
So I buy a UAV and pocket one for
Do
later.
it.
We move up towards the closest enemy, which is also our bounty. When pushing buildings, there is a completely different tactic. One player play the breach and the second is the flank. Now, it doesn't mean you have to go in two separate ends of the building. It's a great way to give them free isolation. What I mean is you don't push the same angle. So he kills the guy on the left side of the window. I am looking in on the right-hand side. That is my job. I am holding his reset after that gunfight. Very simple. I'm giving him time to complete his plates, reload his weapon, and change his position. In the meantime, I'm looking in the opposite doorway, waiting for their retaliation. Now, we have a UAV still because we were very aggressive with the first UAV, and I have information that they're downstairs. Thrown off by the tracer rounds from the tripod. And we're able to work towards that enemy. Now, I have information that they're over here at the tan house, as well as a glint in the top window. Meanwhile, Big Happy is pushed out towards the last dot.
Oh my God.
Doesn't make it. I get a visual and a plate break. You're going to lose your 1v1s. That's completely normal in Warzone. What do you do next? I'm going to push on the break because I have an advantage in this fight. And I'm going to swing out knowing that they're broken. I'm going to take as many precautions as I can to give myself an exit right here on the straw bale.
Got the guy that killed you.
Letting the teammate know that he can come back to his loot if necessary. He decides to land back over at pond. Not a bad play. Meanwhile, I'm going to secure his re-entry, trying to figure out where the guy went that was in this house.
Where's the guy that was in this house?
Tracer rounds go off right at blue from over the wall. And this is what I mean about holding each other's pockets. Is stacking is not going to save you. You are giving me free collateral kills. I didn't even know that there was two enemies there. That's how dangerous it is for them to stay like that. Is they were not respecting the fact that a cross angle could eliminate two with one pull of the trigger. And I'm motivating them to hang out somewhere else.
Right here, front. Bridge.
Big Happy calls out bridge, immediately looking at the next threat.
Got one.
Pay close attention here. He's holding the bridge, but I am looking here. We are also leveraging our endgame tactic, which is holding all of these buy stations hostage with 4 teams left in the game. This is where things really, really get dicey.
Multiple. They just bought a loadie.
I'm looking at that buy station, and he is holding the bridge as well.
Porta potty.
Another one landing mansion.
He calls out mansion, covering my backside while I'm holding this
Watch porta potty and
fight that I've already provoked. And that's something that is very important for players to remember is you can't always expect your teammates to pull off of the fight they've already engaged in. So you have to think about that as a team is he's doing his job over there and I'm doing my job over here. At any given moment, the tides can shift and then we need to be able to control our situation. He prioritizes the mansion, which is a power position above us.
UAV's up.
I put up the UAV.
Yeah, that's exactly where he went.
So we have a dot right at the top of the platform. And this is a very simple tactic that not enough people do. And you can do this with a precision airstrike and a teammate, or you can just do it the old-fashioned way. He puts a few shots on the bottom. And while he's doing that, I push up directly to the zip with my submachine gun out, knock him,
Peekaboo.
and take his dignity. You don't have to push the top together in a multiple zip because remember, that gives a collateral scenario for that player. If they're aggressive and they have better position or a piece of cover to hide behind, they can completely rip a quad off a zip that's all pushing together. But if one player hangs back towards the back and breaks them, the other player pushes up to the top. You can win a lot of low grounded fights that way.
See one that over barn.
Now, he commits to the barn push, which I'm completely fine with because I don't want the third party that is in the lobby still to take control of that buy station if the circle goes there. So we split and I head over towards this fight that I had already started with the random.
PA, watch it.
We get precisioned, keeping as much terrain as possible to my front and gas to my back. I have a visual on a player here. They have a deployable cover. Find free information, but blue goes down. I'm broken. I pop the UAV before I do anything else. I see one dot. This team has ghosted player. So I have a decision to make in this point. And what I'm going to show you here over the next few minutes is how to properly defend against players that are using these angles against you. Remember, I have a teammate knocked and Big Happy is on the other side of the map. So being aware of that for this fight is critical. Things that I want to review at this point is what you don't have time to do. We just learned about your RECHALL window. In fact, I'm going to tag that video in the description below. We don't have time to take out both of these enemies, so we need to start to put as many surfaces between us and their point of view so that we don't get crossfired. And this is going to take some dancing. Break one, there is no time to res. Prioritize the reload. And at this point, there are now two enemies in my field of view. I've got the guy almost in my crosshairs here, and then this guy who just jumped out the window. Who do you shoot? In that moment, you want to deflect one while moving. Break one, change your position, and then reprioritize the target. It is a target transitioning mechanic. It'd be great to knock one completely and then switch over. But if you can move out and isolate the field of view from one and discourage the push, it is very important that you learn the timing mechanics of what you have to do. I don't have time to plate. I didn't get the res on my teammate, and I don't even have time to reload. I do have 19 rounds in the mag and 2 stims. 19 rounds is all it takes. I switch to the secondary, thirst, back to the short range, and then change my position again. I'm getting a metal audio cue, which gives me an indication that they are right there. Notice my exact position. I am holding this entire blind spot while prioritizing plates. I have gotten in multiple gunfights. It's time to reset as best I can before the next push. I haven't used a stim yet, and I've also seen that in that time, Big Happy has been able to res our teammate. Shouldering is extremely important here because this is where I gain all the information. I get confirmation that he is in the window, as well as I see that blue is actually planning on landing back on me, which means I'm going to have a momentary distraction to use to my advantage. This guy rips my head again. I stim, not able to complete the reload. Get 3 more plates in. Complete the reload. Random runs out in front of my crosshairs. I hear low stomping, but I still have an enemy knocked up here. Hear the water. Jump down. Thirst him from the fight. That is how you use your positioning in a gunfight to win outnumbered. And it is extremely important that you practice that. You don't want to stay in one spot. Put as many surfaces between your enemies and those angles as possible.
Yeah, they're over here.
Like clockwork, Big Happy has the information exactly where they're at. I see the buyback flare. I call the UAV, and then I buy a precision immediately after. Now, his positioning is absolutely amazing. And I get a visual on the far left dot, looking low, pinging that for the teammates, and then putting shots on the middle. Going to disrupt their rotation with a PA. He gets pushed, and I'm looking back at the center to see what happens.
They're rapping on me.
I say that they're rapping, and this goes to show you there are two different fights going on. Rewinding just a second here. He's also shooting the middle, but he had to contend with the player that rapped over the wall at him. Did a great job, immediately refocused the center where my precision was going, and look at where the angle's at. This guy is now running for his life in that direction, which is the call out that I was seeing on the map as they're rotating away from that large piece of cover in the center. But we have a problem that if we don't get this situation under control at this point, they could hold us in the gas. So we're going to be very aggressive about getting them off this cover. He does a great job of motivating him to cover.
I missed all my shots, but he's right there in my ping.
I knock him off the ATV, and then he refocuses the last guy in the center while I'm doing that. Big Happy, you're a phenomenal player. I'm giving you your Wingman badge for today's gameplay. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep building, keep adapting. Sit rep out.